Warning. This is not a safe space. Leave your bullshit and feelings at the door.
New year, new me. It's time. All the resolutioners are in the gym. Today, we're going to tell you how to look like an alpha male and not a beta on your first day.
It's time for the most raw and unfiltered experience on the internet. So kick your feet up and grab a cold one. You have just entered the Man Cave. And now, here they are, winners of the self-proclaimed International Greatest Men Alive Award, Brad and Terry.
Hey, thanks for joining us here in the Man Cave. I'm Brad.
And I am Terry.
And make sure to check us out online over on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and listen to us on iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Spotify, and YouTube. But if you want that full, no bullshit experience and the ability to win prizes, you're going to have to subscribe to us over on Patreon. We'll talk about that here in a minute.
You brought me a lager today, and I'm very happy. Why don't you tell everybody what we're drinking?
All right, we're continuing with the Sam Adams theme. We're drinking the Sam Adams Seasonal Winter Lager, again, brewed in Boston, Massachusetts. It's a personal favorite. I like second to the Oktoberfest. The Winter Lager is my second favorite seasonal from Sam Adams.
I don't think I've ever had a lager I did not enjoy. I definitely think I've enjoyed every lager I've ever had. It's just it's my style of beer, I guess. Yeah, and this one's no different. It's delicious.
It's like I'm pairing it with a nice coffee as well.
All right.
Wash down my coffee with a beer. Nothing is more manly than washing down coffee with a beer.
Well, maybe like putting some whiskey in your coffee or something, you know?
Some Bailey's Irish cream on the top.
Yeah.
True. You know what? I'll do that next show.
All right. Well, anyway, we're gonna jump right into this, and we're gonna talk to you today, and this is mostly directed at the people who have the New Year, New Me mentality and want to start going to the gym. And we had a request a while back from one of our patrons to kind of give y'all a guide on your first day at the gym. But before I start on the guide, I think it's important that both of us kind of give a little background on our gym experience, because if I didn't lift myself, why the fuck would you want to listen to me, right? So I'll start with my background in the gym life, and then you can go into yours. So I've been lifting weights consistently for over 5 years now. But the first 2 years of that, I was fucking clueless. And that's kind of what we're trying to hit towards today, is you don't have that 2-year learning curve of going to the gym. I squat over 400 pounds, ass to grass. I bench press over 350 pounds, clean. I deadlift over 500 pounds. I know my way around. I may not have the six-pack that a lot of people are looking for. I'm a big, strong dude, and abs are overrated anyway.
You know what they say about abs?
What's that?
Abs on a skinny dude is like big tits on a fat chick.
Yeah, it doesn't count.
No, not at all.
Right. So let's hear about you. What do you know of the gym life, sir?
Sir? You call me sir because I'm older?
Of course.
Okay. I started, man, I had to count back in my head. It was 4.5, 5, about 7 years ago.
Okay.
I started. And it was to be honest, it was a heart-to-heart that my wife had with me. She got really motivated. She was in the gym all the time, and I was just kind of a couch potato that had gained some weight and really wasn't doing a whole lot. And her being motivated in the gym, she wanted to see me motivated in the gym, and so she kind of basically, I would say in a nice way, told me that you're getting kind of chubby.
All right.
And so she hint, nudge, dudge, wanted me to get in the gym, to get in shape.
Right.
And that's where it started. And I would say, I don't know if it was first 2 years, but definitely for like the first year, I was just kind of doing the, what you probably go and see, 3 sets of 10 to 12.
Right.
Do something real quick.
Something basic, yeah.
Real basic, never really pushing myself. And, and now Gosh, after your big numbers, I don't want to tell anybody my numbers now. Make me look like a schlup.
Hey.
Nobody's going to listen to me, man.
I mean, you still have some credentials. I mean, you're stronger than a lot of people that walk into the gym around you. So.
Yeah, I mean, I'm 37 now, so I'm rapidly approaching 40.
Yeah.
I've deadlifted 465, squatted 315, only got it 265, but I haven't maxed bench pressed in, man, well over a year.
Well, and I think that's due to, and we've both kind of had this problem over our years of experience, and that's we've been plagued with injuries.
Yeah.
And I think it's something that we might be able to go into a little bit later in the episode is how to keep yourself healthy when you're going to the gym, because it's something that you kind of overlook when you first start going, is keeping yourself healthy. But I'm a big advocate of protect yourself before you have problems. I've thrown my back out. I've pulled stuff and just...
You did throw your back out. That's an interesting story, too.
Yeah, so we'll go into that a little bit later, but now let's go into this first day at the gym. This is what I call the real man's guide to your first day at the gym.
Let's go.
So there's a disclaimer first, and that is that this guide is not for men. This guide is for beta males. You will find no sympathy or pity for your lifelong habit of being a physically weak human. A key thing most gym guides do not get is that no routine is concrete, and no routine works for everyone, except this one. This this guide will turn your puny limp dick of a body into a plump, halfway decent body of an average dude who looks like he might lift. You are not allowed to use this guide if any of the following is true about you. You don't want to get big. You are just looking to tone.
I love that word. It's one of my favorite words in the gym. I just want to be tone.
Or if you have ever said, my legs are strong, they just won't grow.
Heard that again.
So, this routine only has you working chest once a week. And I already know what you're thinking. This guide only has me working chest once a week? What the fuck? Everyone wants a big bench press, right? Working chest every other day is like a man using oversized condoms. Not only will it probably not do its job, it will make your performance worse. It is dangerous for you and your partner. If you're a true man, your first workout will be legs. You will realize how literally worthless you are as a human being and shudder at the thought of how much work it's going to take to give your 300-pound girlfriend a piggyback ride. Your schedule will consist of legs, chest, back, shoulders, and arms. This is non-negotiable. Any combination of legs, chest, back, shoulders, and arms is good. Legs are for fucking, chest and back are for flexing, and shoulders and arms for jerking, because you're too small to get any pussy. We don't do abs because they're overrated, and you spent all your life indoors, and let's be honest, you aren't ready to start going to the beach to show off your 10-inch arms. We don't do cardio either, because real gangsters don't run from shit, because real gangsters can't run fast. Let's talk about gym etiquette, because this is very important. Basically, all equipment in the gym is named so simply that a 2-year-old could tell you what everything is used for. Is that a bench press? You bench there. Is that a lat pull-down machine? You pull down there.
I'm waiting for what the most important one is.
Is that a squat rack?
Yes, it is.
You fucking squat there. God help you if your no gains have an ass does anything but squat in my holy squat rack. Now let's talk about supplements. You will take supplements. Which ones, you ask? Literally all of them. Anything that the guy at GNC that doesn't lift tells you that you should take, you buy it. You don't put it in your mouth either. We're all about our own satisfaction here, so take all 37 different products you bought and shove them directly up your asshole. The final step in your virgin gym journey is to abandon everything I have said and just work your chest. We all know that all you're going to do is go in on January 1st and realize you can't bench 135 and then never come back. And that's that's my real man's guide to your first day at the gym.
Your guide is to basically say, get the fuck out.
I mean, we kind of talked about it last episode where if you have to wait until a certain date to try and change your life, you're not going to follow through.
Yeah.
I did not start working out on January 1st of a certain year.
Yeah.
I did not.
I didn't either.
It came out of me being extremely disappointed in what I saw in the mirror every day, over and over and over again.
That's weird, because that's almost what mine was. It wasn't me looking in the mirror being disappointed. It was finally being faced with the realization. Well, I would say after that conversation, I like, no shit, was like, oh my God,
right?
I am a fat fuck.
Yeah, and it's just that if you realize that about yourself, you shouldn't say, "Oh, okay, well, next year I'll start," or "Next week I'll start." It should be, "Oh, okay, I'm starting now," right? But I think we take a break from the kind of sarcastic real man's guide to going to the gym. I thought it was pretty funny.
Yeah,
but I think we can give the people some legitimate
for the
gym
people
advice.
who are going to go there January 1st and actually, let's just in theory say they're sticking with it. They made the change.
I hope they do. I hope they do.
All right. What's Terry's first, let's say, man etiquette when you go into the gym?
It's not really an etiquette thing. It's more of a mindset you're going to have when you walk in there. I remember my first day in the gym. It's one of those things that you can't really forget. And I thought that everyone was looking at me, right? Like, who is this guy? Mm-hmm. But you need to realize everybody had a first day in the gym.
Yeah.
No one woke up out of their mama's womb and was able to bench 400 pounds.
Everybody started somewhere.
Everybody started somewhere. So the first thing you need to know is nobody notices you.
I will say, I notice people. I notice the newcomers to the gym.
But you don't notice them. What you smell their insecurity is what it is. I don't care what somebody looks like. I've seen people go to the gym for long periods of time and
that lager.
And I don't want to say they don't make much progress. You know, everybody has different goals and different things they're trying to achieve, but they're not the biggest or the strongest. Nothing's wrong with that. But when you come in and you're not of the biggest and strongest, I can smell your insecurity if you're insecure about it. So just know no one notices you really, and nobody watches you to make fun of you.
That's the key. I think that's the key. What I'm getting at, like, I see you, but I'm not watching you. Like, I know you're new because you know I've come here every day. Like, you know, if you go to the place where I go, I've been going to this place every day since pretty much I moved here.
Right.
So if you're gonna pop in there, like, I kind of like, oh, there's somebody new. Other than that, the only reason I look your direction is you're doing something stupid.
Yeah.
And then I constantly look at you because you're doing like something completely stupid that's solvable by the amount of information that's out there to figure out how to do exercises and the proper way of doing things. But I will say, I'll go with some gym rules, etiquettes, and things like that. I will say the first rule you should know is when you take weight off the weight rack, when you're done, fucking put it back. Quit leaving shit laying around.
And not only that, put it back where it's supposed to go.
Yes.
I swear, if I ever find like the 10-pound dumbbells and like the 90-pound dumbbell spot, I'm going to lose my shit.
And you can spot who's using the 10s versus who's using the 90s.
Right.
Another thing that I can't stand that would be very easy for people to correct if you go there, right? Most of you are going to go to the gym, and you probably bought a membership to the gym, right?
Yeah.
And most memberships, depending on where you go, $25 a month, $60 a month, depending on
what
you get, right? But you're paying at least $20 a month, right? How much does a fucking stick of deodorant cost?
A couple bucks, maybe.
Couple bucks.
Yeah.
Holy shit! If you can spend $25 to go to the gym, hey, spend $3 at your local Walmart and put some fucking deodorant on before you get there. I'm tired of people walking by smelling like a fucking garbage can because they can't wash their damn ass.
I had one guy ask me to spot him one time, and I walked over to spot him, and I swear he smelled like rotten garlic. And I told him, I was like, man, I'm sorry, I can't. You stink. I told him. And I'm usually like not gonna go out of my way to do stuff like that, but I really couldn't take the smell. There was no way I was gonna be able to effectively spot him. But my next one is kind of backtracking to what I said before, my first point, which is to be confident. going to the gym, lifting weights, doing cardio, whatever you're going to do in the gym, will be a huge boost to your confidence over time. And I can safely say that the gym helped me go from beta male to alpha male. Because we talked about that, where it's a mind state.
Yeah.
And being confident from the very beginning is huge. And when I say be confident, I don't mean be confident as in go in and start throwing astronomical amounts of weight on stuff and hurting yourself. But just be confident in the way you carry yourself. No one's in there judging you unless you half rep your squats.
Oh, yeah. And that can move into my next thing that really pisses me off, right? There's so many, I just alluded to it a few minutes ago, there's so many tools out there for you to learn how to do things between Facebook.
That's my next point,
and YouTube. Holy crap. Use those things, right? If you want to plan out what exercises you're going to do, look up what the proper way to do those things are and do them that way. Because there is such a thing called the range of motion of how far you should, let's say, bring the bar down when you're bench pressing, how far you should go down on your squats. Now, I will caveat the squat with one asterisk, right?
Careful.
One thing that I've noticed that's particularly an issue, and it's both men and women. When they squat, they do have a range of motion issue. The issue with it is usually a tight hip flexors.
Yeah. And
it prevents you from going as far down as what I think people would normally say is a regular, the depth you should be for a squat.
Right.
It is correctable. You have to stretch. You have to work on it.
And it's not just stretching while you're at the gym. When I first started squatting, because, like I said, my first 2-ish years going to the gym, I had no fucking clue what I was really doing. I still I got my beginner gains, but I didn't work legs. Well, why would I work legs? But, I did say, my legs are strong. They just don't grow. I said it. But the thing that really jump-started my ability to squat correctly and start to squat a lot of weight was the fact that I was stretching multiple times a day, even on days where I wasn't working legs. I was working on stretching out and gaining flexibility in my hip flexors and parts of my body, and it helps your form on everything.
Yeah, and it's proven if you can squat all the way down, the older you get, the more what's the word I'm looking for? The more you're going to be able to move around. If you can do that full range of motion, and if you can keep that up until you're in your 70s and stuff like that, you're going to have no problems walking. I would say I was blessed.
Unless you're Ronnie Coleman.
That's a special case.
Yeah.
But I was blessed very early on in life with the ability to do the ass to grass for a couple different reasons. One, I had a really, really bad habit when I was a kid. I used to pick at the bottom of my feet. Well, when you lift your foot up to look at the bottom of your foot,
right,
it naturally stretches your hip flexors.
Right.
If you want to pick your foot up and literally look at the bottom of your foot, it stretches that hip flexor muscle.
So your disgusting habit helped you...
decades later, my disgusting ass habit of picking my feet as a kid definitely helped me later on in life. And another thing I did is I was a catcher, no homo. I was a catcher in Little League for like 5 or 6 years.
Oh, so you're squatted down all the time.
I was in the squat, like the ass to grass position for sometimes hours at a time for a game if you accumulated all the time. So I've never really had the problem with having tight hip flexors and not being able to get all the way down. My problem was just always not pushing myself and being a bitch a lot about not wanting to work legs, because it's that first time you're going to go in there and work legs.
It's hard.
It's hard. You're going to feel like a giant bitch.
Yeah.
You're going to go in there and watch some dude that just, repped, let's say 2 plates.
Yeah.
For an average dude, 2 plates is a solid squat.
Right.
Average.
Yeah.
We don't want to be average.
We're above average.
We're above
here,
average.
Yeah.
We're aiming when we go into that gym to be above average. But we'll say for an average guy, 2 plates is good. I'm telling you right now, if you've never done it before, don't go for it. you're going to hurt yourself.
But work your way up.
Yeah, but you're going to start with like probably less than a plate.
Yeah.
It's not going to come overnight. You got to be humbled. The fact that you're going to get under that bar and you're not going to be squatting 500 pounds.
Right.
And you're not going to squat 500 pounds probably in a year. No way.
No, I can't squat 500 pounds.
No.
Yeah. But my next and last point, and probably the best advice that I can give to anybody, and probably advice you're not going to get anywhere else or even think about doing. You'll think it's almost pure taboo to do this in the gym. And that is, don't be afraid to ask somebody for help. If someone came up to me in the gym while I was in between sets and asked me for help, whether it be just to spot them or ask me for general advice, I would literally drop everything I was doing to help them. And I think that the large majority of consistent weightlifters would do the exact same thing. They love to talk about this stuff, and they love to help people who are genuinely interested in getting into it. So there is nothing wrong, and I encourage, if you don't know what you're doing, if you don't know what a machine or piece of equipment is, or if you see somebody doing something and you're not quite sure what they're working, ask them. They will gladly help you.
But as this is your first day in the gym, pick the right time to ask them.
Right.
Usually probably if you see them taking a break in between sets or they're switching to a new exercise maybe, don't ask them right as they get under the bar for something. Terrible time to ask them. Just to make sure you pick the right time to do it. But like I think that's huge.
Yeah.
Because I think as for us being in the gym for years, we walk around and we see people doing honestly the dumbest shit ever.
And you don't want to go. I would never go up to somebody and be an unwanted coach is the thing. I'll see stupid shit all the time, but it's like, man, if I walk up to that guy and be like, hey man, you should do it like this or don't do that, then I'm just a dick, right? Because there's no one in the world that's going to take me going up to them and doing that kindly. It's not going to happen.
Everybody be offended.
Right. But it's a pride thing. It like swallow your pride. If you really need help or you have a question, don't be afraid to ask somebody.
Yeah. Last few things from me. I will say, men, if you're going into the gym, these are just again day one in the gym. Let's get you on the right path. I know you might have gloves in your backpack.
Oh,
throw them away, man.
You can only wear them if they match your purse.
Yeah. And look, I'm telling you right now, your hands are going to hurt a lot.
I've had calluses on my hands for years.
I should take a picture and send like the picture of my hands and put it on Facebook because I had blisters that have torn open, and then I think they looked a little gnarlier like a day or two ago. The places where the calluses have kind of peeled off are looking a little better now, but let's say about every 6 or 7 days you can peel the old calluses off.
Yeah.
And in the beginning, my wife hated it.
What, when you peeled them off?
No, the fact that I even had them on my hands. She's like, just wear gloves. No, not happening.
Oh, there was this one chick I banged one time, man, and I grabbed their tits, and she got like she was like, please, well, why are your hands so rough? And I was like, in my head, I was like, hell yeah. But anyway, another thing that I do want to, things are coming to me. As,
I know.
As we're doing
it. There's so much to tell people.
Yeah. Is the gym is not the place to pick up women. It is not the bar. You will not. It is prohibited. You will not go up to any woman in the gym and attempt to hit on them while they are working out. You can look all you want, but as soon as you go up to them and start hitting on them is when you don't get the look anymore because they'll stop going. They'll stop going at the time you're there, I promise.
Because you're just the creeper after that.
They are there to work out. Leave them alone. If you're walking out the door at the same time, there's your opportunity, but not while anybody's working out.
Yeah. And a couple more points for the new, like I said, the new guy in the gym that wants to kind of go in with the edge. maybe not feeling like the new guy because you got a few tips from the man cave to not be a complete dumbass when you go in there, right? If you're going to work out, don't stand in front of the weight rack.
Oh, yeah.
Can't see how many times some dude standing there curling right in front of the weight rack. All you're doing is pissing everybody else off who wants to, usually, maybe the 30s are on top, but the 70s are right below it, and I want the 70s, and you're curling the 30s,
Yep.
and you're just right in my fucking way to get to the weights I need. Step back. There's probably space behind the benches there.
Yep.
Step the fuck back, curl back there. And then the last, I guess last thing that was on my list, but gosh, like I said, there's so much more in the brain that we could drag this out for an hour. Sometimes just do it light to do it right. Drop down the weight, get the right form to make sure you get it in properly, to do it properly. You just drop it down. It's not that big of a deal, because what pisses me off the most, it'll be a trap that you'll fall into. You're going to go to the gym for a good first month or two. You're going to, like you said, you're going to get those first kind of gains.
The beginner gains.
The beginner gains. And also, I mean, your strength for the first 2 to 3 months, you're going to have this huge jump, this initial jump. You're going to go from like struggling to benching like 40-pound dumbbells. 2 months later, you'll be hitting the 65s, the 70s or something. But then that stretch to try to get from like the 75s to the 95s is going to take twice as long as it took to get
my plateaus can last me a very long time now.
But what an average person who goes in there, or the beginner that goes in there, what do they end up doing? They sacrifice their form
to hit that weight.
To hit the weight or go up in weight. And all it does for people who have been there for years, who can hit that weight for real, is I look at you like you're a fucking moron.
Yeah.
Because you don't have the patience to actually get to it.
And you run a huge risk of, oh my.
I'm full of them with this lager.
You run a risk of hurting yourself.
Yeah.
And like I said earlier, I'm a big advocate of protect yourself before you have problems. I've thrown my back out twice. I'm 28 years old. I've thrown my back out twice. That's shitty.
Yeah.
It happened once on a deadlift, and guess how much I was deadlifting?
I won't guess because I know the answer.
I was
for a guy that if you're listening, a guy that you sent me the video, 500 pounds. So if you don't know that, that's 5 plates on each side plus a 2.5 pounder on the bar.
Don't forget that cookie.
Mm-hmm.
But I threw my back out deadlifting 135 pounds.
One plate.
It was on a warm-up set, and I'll never forget when I went to the emergency room. The doctor told me, they were like, people throw their back out bending over to pick up a piece of paper off the floor. It's all about the way your body moves, and I didn't respect the weight that I was messing with. So it's not always the heavy weight that could hurt you. It's also not respecting weight, because the weight always has the potential to hurt you. That should not scare you into not pushing yourself, but make sure you're doing stuff right. I wear a belt when I squat, and I'm not ashamed of it.
Oh, I do too.
I wear a belt when I deadlift. I wear wrist supports now after my terrible tendonitis stunt. I've had a lot of injuries that I wish before they happened I would have done something to mitigate them.
Yeah, I just don't do dumbbell snatches anymore.
Well, yeah, you
that will be my moment of qualification. If you're listening, why should I listen to you? Because you're gonna go. I want you to go in the gym, right? The next time you go in the gym, I want you to walk over to a 100-pound dumbbell and pick it up. You're probably gonna need both hands to pick it up. I picked one up off the floor and snatched it to the overhead. I got it up there.
Oh, I know.
I got it up there. I put it down. I was like, woo! The whole gym stopped to watch me do it.
That's the best feeling.
Yeah, everybody was, because I was doing like 70, 75, 80. I was just like, fuck, man, this is easy.
Yeah.
Let's put on a fucking show for the people while I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
So I grabbed that 100, boom, got it up there, and then put it down, finished up, and then later that night, fuck, my shoulder was sore. I just thought it was, soreness from my workout.
I thought you tore your rotator cuff, man. With how long that injury held you down, I was
I felt that injury. I felt that injury once we moved here, and it was years ago that I did it. I would say it wasn't until the last maybe couple months that I'm completely 100% healed. But there was a moment, like I said, I was out of the game for 6 months doing any kind of incline bench or an overhead press because of it.
Yeah. You got any last words on the first gym day?
Be intense, right? After you get in, you get those freshman gains, you get the quick little newbie strength going there, man. Go in there every day. If you want to be a beast, you're going to go in there, have to go in there every time lifting like a beast.
Yep.
Don't be stupid with it, doing 100-pound snatch over your head, but you're going to have to push yourself if you want probably get to that dream that you have in your head.
Yep.
So push yourself every day. Don't think about being average. Think about, how instead of how can I make this easier, how the fuck can I make this harder?
Hell yeah.
To get those gains, and I think you'll have a successful time, and it's going to take you some time.
And my last words would be to be consistent.
Mm-hmm.
And there's nothing really more I have to say about it. The days you don't want to go to the gym are the most important days for you to go to the gym. Take a day off if your body needs it. Your body will tell you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't listen to your head when it's like, oh, I'd rather just sit at home and watch TV or play video games. Like, your body can do a lot more than your mind likes you to think. Your mind is what you have to convince. So be consistent. Go on those days you don't feel like going, but when your body tells you, take that rest period.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Hey, as we head out, don't forget to follow us on Facebook, the official Man Cave Podcast, over on Twitter at the Man Cave 14, and on Instagram at the Man Cave Podcast. Also, find us on YouTube. But for that full, no safe space, no bullshit experience, check us out and subscribe to us over on Patreon. For only $1, you're going to get entered to win the Beer of the Month Club that's valued at $120. That's a 12-pack for what, 3 months?
3 months, you get 12 beers every month.
For only, like I said, valued $120 a month. Or if at $120, and all you gotta have to do is throw $1 a month on Patreon at it.
Yeah.
But for $5 a month, you're not only gonna get entered to win the prizes, you'll get a man card for all your beer opening needs.
And we got those koozies on the way too.
Yeah, and every episode when you hear me open that beer at the beginning, I'm opening it with this metal man card that we got going, right? So you'll get exclusive access to special podcast episodes, exclusive access to tell us what you want us to talk about, give us feedback on topics from every podcast, and hell, we'll even let you on the damn show.
Yeah.
So hey, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay with us. We'll see you next time here in the Man Cave.
Don't let the door hit you on the way out. Any real man would follow us on Patreon for exclusive content and prizes at patreon.com/The Man Cave Podcast. The Man Cave. No safe spaces, no bullshit.